Hello everybody, welcome back to your latest Manchester United news. Now in this video we'll be talking about Carrick's budget being revealed and what the January transfer plans are. We'll be talking about Cole Palmer, Wilfred Ndidi, Ugarte, touching on Bruno Fernandes' story as well and much more. So the first thing I want to start off by talking about is, actually before I do that, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like, comment your thoughts on all the news that I discussed today. So let's get into it. So Ben Jacobs done an interview with United Stand, and he always has some good information. So we'll go through it, analyse it, dissect it, and giving you my thoughts on it. So I want to start off by talking about Michael Carrick and his recruitment in January. So in the next few days, Michael Carrick will speak to the recruitment team at Manchester United to determine whether they will need a midfield sign in the January window, with Kobe Mainoo's situation taking a turn. Ajax have been interested in signing Manuel Ugarte, and if he continues to slip further down the pecking order, with Mainoo back in the 11, then a deal could be possible. In terms of other midfield, Wilfred Ndidi has been offered as an opportunity, but not any club has made a proposal of yet. So what would I say on the midfield? I know if United are going to sign anyone in the remaining week of this January transfer window, it is going to be a midfielder. Now we've seen kind of talks on a secret midfielder be linked, who has Premier League experience, wants to join. Obviously Ruben Loftus-Cheek was mentioned. I think one thing that Manchester United need to do in this window is get a midfielder. Now with obviously Casemiro's departure being confirmed in the summer, would United kind of hold out and wait till the summer before bringing in someone? I think that's probably the most likely thing they're going to do. And I think for the remaining 4 months to just hold out with Casemiro and Mainoo, hoping that no one gets injured, and ultimately go into the summer with a clear idea, hopefully, to go in and get a midfielder. Now again, with the whole the manager situation at Manchester United, it is kind of up in the works whether they go out and sign a player that's for Carrick or for the long term. I think if they are going to sign a player, it would obviously be with Carrick sort of blessing as such, but it would be a guy that kind of also under the new manager would fit into that thing as well. So listen, on the midfielder, I think United definitely need to go out and get one in January. They will be talking in the next few days. We'll have to wait and see what does happen on the midfield situation at Manchester United. Now, as Elliot Anderson, we'll talk about him. I don't think suitors feel the 120 million number for Elliot Anderson was accurate come the summer. United, City are interested, and Chelsea might also enter the race. Elliot Anderson is in a category of players who will make a quick decision based purely on Champions League football. His priority is the long-term project, placing him in more of a mould of Brian Mbeumo and Mateus Cunha. So, listen, as you know, Anderson is my number one choice for that midfield position. For me, I think he has the qualities, the talent, and the ability to be a Manchester United player. Now he's going to get competition from more or less every Premier League team, from Arsenal to Man United to Man City to Chelsea to Liverpool. Every club's going to be interested in signing him. He's a player who is one of the best midfielders for me in the Premier League. Now, what was said on Elliot Anderson? United obviously interested in signing him. Apparently he is their dream target. For me, there's nothing too concrete on the news right now, just that United are kind of looking at him as a potential option in the summer and weighing up their options. I think Anderson for me would be the guy I'd go for in my opinion, and that's all I really have to say. That's the news at the moment. Lots of clubs are interested in signing him. On the price, I think it's going to be less than £100 million. That has been reported before, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, on the manager situation at Manchester United have not yet made the formal process of hiring a permanent manager, but once the January window closes, that is expected to change. Reports linking De Zerbi to the permanent role are accurate, and Thomas Tuchel is in the frame, but nothing will happen before the World Cup. Michael Carrick has been told that his role at Manchester United is a short term and shouldn't read too much into the club room an interim or caretaker from his title. However, the club will be open-minded come the summer if Carrick's spell with the club is positive, with the result, players and the board. The expectation is managers coming into Manchester United that they will not have a veto on signings, meaning there will be another layer of pressure added to the hierarchy of this club. And that was similar to what kind of happened under Ten Hag, I believe. I believe he was given a veto and he was able to pick the players that he wanted. Now, on the manager situation, we know that nothing's going to happen yet. It will be decided come the World Cup. Now, De Zerbi, apparently links are accurate there. I think he is definitely a top-level manager. Got Prem experience, and that is something that ticks the boxes for Manchester United. For me, he's not my ideal choice. Again, mine would be the likes of Luis Enrique, Nagelsmann, Tuchel. But ultimately, I think he is definitely a decent option. We will have to wait and see what does happen on the managerial situation, but no talks are ongoing yet. I think one thing 100% certain that cannot happen is the full appointment of Michael Carrick. Regardless if he gets top four or not, that will be a positive, but he knows his aim. And listen, internally he will be feeling that if he does get United's Champions League role, I know it hasn't been reported that, but he would be feeling a sense of he would deserve the job. But I don't think he should, and I don't think hopefully I don't trust Ineos to make the right decision though on to bring him in. But managerial situation, the update is United haven't started the process yet. They will be looking at obviously managers to potentially bring in come the summer. Depending on who that is, it hasn't been decided. But obviously interviews and all that stuff will be going on. But most importantly, I think the one thing I'm excited about is hopefully there's a manager here who can transform this team. And that's more importantly what I'm excited about. Now on Cole Palmer, obviously there were some like murmurs about linking him to Manchester United. Now what I would say on that is, this is what Ben Jacobs said. I'm not aware of Manchester United trying to sign Cole Palmer. It's clear he's loved living in Manchester, but it isn't unclear if there's a turning point in London where he's now unhappy. Chelsea don't want to sell, so he's seen like a non-starter. And I'd be surprised if United made a move for another 10 following Mbeumo and Cunha signings. So listen, I thought it was kind of, I was gassed. Cole Palmer's a top player, but I don't think there's anything I think it's just murmurs and links. I don't think anything's actually going to materialise from that. Now on Bruno Fernandes, Saudi haven't given up on Bruno and he remained the leading priority. More clarity should be made following this summer's World Cup. Al Hilal could have triggered Bruno's release clause, but the midfielder stated he didn't want to rush into a decision with the Club World Cup. Al Ittihad might be the club to watch if anything happened with Saudi and Bruno. However, there is European interest also. So nothing is kind of happening with Bruno yet. I think he will stay another year at the club. And ultimately, that's about it. I think Bruno's a guy who will have his decision made up, I think, relatively early before he leaves United anyway. But as of now, I think he will be staying at the football club for at least another year. Now, in terms of summer, he said, I expect Manchester United to spend a fair amount of money in the summer window, but obviously some of it might be offset with outgoings such as Casemiro's waging off the book. Still a consideration of Maguire's future, and there's still question marks over Ugarte, Fernandes and Xerxes. So listen, it all dependent come the summer window what does happen in the summer market, which kind of does make sense. In terms of early predictions, obviously we know Casemiro's going. I think Ugarte will go. I think we're bringing 2 midfielders. I think Bruno will stay. Then Rashford will go to Barcelona on a permanent. I think Højlund will go on a permanent. Sancho will leave on a free. I'm trying to think. Hopefully Dalot goes. Potentially, I think Maguire will stay, but I think it is going to be a busy window for United, and obviously we'll have you covered on the channel. But yeah, that is kind of the latest on the summer window. Now on a Ndidi, there's an option he could leave between 12 to 50 million on a conditional loan. For Manchester United, they must decide whether Ndidi even plays if they sign him and if he had value, of course. Also looking at finances, but behind the deal, as there's a lot of money in the Turkish football, Ndidi is very well compensated. In no way saying Ndidi is a secret midfielder, but listen, I don't really care about Ndidi. Like, I don't want him to come to the club. He's not good enough. I'm assuming he's over 30 now. Like, I don't know why it don't make any sense why United would go for Ndidi, in my opinion. Rashford is keen on a move to Barcelona, and the interest is mutual. In the recent days, the clubs have had direct talks with Barcelona exploring a deal below the €30 million purchase option, as they believe that puts them in a strong negotiating position. A season-long move is also being considered as a possible alternative. Now, listen, on Rashford, I wouldn't mind if he stays, but if he's going to go, it's going to be a permanent. It has to be. And I think that's the one thing that has to be with Rashford. We don't want any loans. You don't want to be messing about. I think Rashford will leave. Again, it depends on who the manager is. If it's Tuchel, someone who obviously has a decent relationship with. If it's Nagelsmann, if it's Enrique, like, it all depends on the manager. And once that's been sorted, and I'm assuming that will obviously, as I mentioned earlier, in the next few months, then you can start looking at players that you want to bring in for him and for his system. Because listen, if you go out and get a manager, you have to he's going to want his own players. He might want Rashford, he might not. So it all depends on that situation. But yeah, Barca, he's doing very well there and they want to sign him. So yeah, listen, that is your latest news. Obviously, Casemiro video has already been out already. I'm going to see if there's any latest news coming out now, but I don't think there is. Yeah, that's really it. Casemiro leaving. Yeah, let me know your thoughts on your latest Manchester United news. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.